Well, hello. We're on RedCubed, and as you can see, I have started work on this pathway. I'm not quite done, but I've done quite a bit of it. Who do we have on today? Remco, I love my mommy, and Patch. They're all on, so you might see their chatter in the bottom. What I need some of those. I need some stone brick steps. I need a little bit more than that, I think. Oh, I got lots. What do you know? And I'll take a bit of those anyway. And now let's just grab these and make some slabs out of them. I won't make that many. That should be all for now. I'll bring the wood with me. And we'll go see. I have some torches because I need to light up this pathway. The last thing I want is for it to be completely blown to smithereens. It doesn't look like it's been lit up over there yet, so Patch hasn't started working. What do you think of this bridge? Let me take a better look at it. I rebuilt the bridge, finally, and I think this looks much better. Much, much better. I kind of used similar styling to what I have in my dinosaur world, where I put the fence posts underneath and then the signs on the side. Just kind of gives it a little bit of texture. So there's that. Look how dark it is here. Horrible. Horrible, horrible. Okay. Could use a torch there. We're missing some necessary pieces here. There we go. That's looking better. And it's not been lit up over in this corner either, really. But there's only so much I can do. There. That'll do. Now this I haven't finished at all, but you can see where it's going. Just light it up a little bit as I walk. Now, how many of you guys were watching that prehistoric predators thing on National Geographic Wild? Loved it. I don't know about you, but you know how prehistory and dinosaurs and all that kind of stuff, how I just love it all. But this show was just amazing. And what it... Oh, crap. I heard a skeleton, and there's a creeper coming. I don't want to damage this land too much. If I could get a disc before my record farm is done, that would be good. Slain by zombie pigman. Slain by Zisto. Nobody knows what that means, I bet. Only people who watch like Minecraft and stuff. Anyway, I was watching Prehistoric Predators, and it was pretty cool watching these massive bird creatures from South America that basically were as deadly as any raptor. But they were birds, giant birds. So that was kind of neat, seeing that. And then I started watching on National Geographic. I guess I'm just a National Geographic kind of person. Started watching the Killing of Lincoln, that documentary by Ridley Scott, I think it was. I don't know who directed it, but Tom Hanks was narrating. It was good. I liked it. I really liked it. The photos at the end, they show these photos of basically the people who have conspired to assassinate the president and all the political powers in the American government at that time. And the photos, oh, they're just haunting, you know? You can't get that kind of quality in photos today. Knowing like that is a murderer who is about to die, and seeing what they looked like firsthand in such like HD detail for that time. It was just amazing. These are like the first photographs, some of the first photographs taken in the world, and yet they were such good quality. I really like that. Skeleton wants a piece of me, and because this is the new snapshot, he can hit me from there. I gotta keep that in mind. They've got such huge range now, and they can just rapid fire. Oh man, see? Oops, I completely missed. Okay, there we go. They're both dead. Oh, yeah, basically, if you run into a skeleton these days, their rapid fire and all that, you're just annihilated. If they have an enchanted bow, you're done. They killed my boots that way. How did this... Why is this like this? I'm confused. Interesting. There must have been a water source there. Oh well, not anymore. Okay. So I guess, I could talk to you guys about something today. Um, I was kind of... It's on my mind that people these days don't really have skills. Like, I mean, people are skilled in what they do. And I don't mean like getting the highest scores in a multiplayer deathmatch of Call of Duty. That's not skill. I mean like life skills. Skills regarding cooking and and survival, basic life skills. Being able to do your own laundry, I'd include driving in that. There are certain life skills that people throughout history have developed, and it seems like in this generation, the generation right now, the kids today, it's like they either have no skills or choose not to use them, or I'm not quite sure what the case is, but there's like this huge problem where people and skills, and this came to my mind when I was thinking about cooking today, actually. Because here I was in the kitchen cooking myself. What was I cooking? I was cooking just like a noodle dish with vegetables and meat in it. I don't know what you would call it. I don't know what the English name for it would be, but I had this dish that I was making, and as I was making it, I was thinking, like, it's so awesome that I have the ability to basically put a pot on the stove and create food for myself. Like, that seems like a pretty basic necessity in life, the ability to feed yourself. But you'd be surprised how many people don't have that basic skill. Like, think about it. Maybe you can open up a can and warm up the contents of that can, but are you really cooking for yourself? Not really. That doesn't count, unfortunately. So that just got me thinking about the basic skills that people don't have anymore. And especially the case with baking and cooking and mechanical work. Like, it used to be that back in the day, if you wanted something fixed on your car, you fixed it yourself. There were mechanics out there, but most of the time, it was, you'd get outside with your father and basically learn how to do the job. This all has to be ripped up, I just realized. Actually, those can stay. This has to be ripped up, and those can stay. Okay. But yeah, it used to be that you'd learn how to fix things yourself, and it wouldn't be a question. You wouldn't have to worry about where am I going to take this if this breaks down, or because you used to be able to fix it yourself. And I was lucky to be one of the few who did learn on my own how to fix a lot of that stuff. I learned with my dad how to fix my car, and I learned how to cook from my mom, because they always said to me, you got to learn how to do this yourself. Because my parents, and I think I've mentioned kind of how they were briefly in the past, but they weren't exactly the most. I can't say they weren't caring, but they cared in a way that they wanted me to learn myself because they didn't want to do it. I don't know if that's laziness or if that's care or what that is, but they basically said to me, like, listen, you have to learn how to do this yourself because we're not doing it for you. We didn't raise a son to have to do things for him. guess that's how they were looking at it. So with that in mind, I had to learn on my own, or basically go hungry, and that's how I learned. Oops, that's not right. Not quite right. That's how I learned how to do things like cooking and baking. I made myself it was like an apple pie the other day. Very nice, very good. And I have the ability to do that. I don't have to wait for someone to do it for me. And it costs me much less than it would to go out and buy a pie or something like that. Now, the other day, for example, I was making myself, well, actually, it was me and my brother, some ribs with some rice and that kind of stuff. Now, I don't eat meat like that, but he sure does. So, although he's getting, you know what? He has a girlfriend right now who is a vegetarian, and so he and I have started to enjoy going to certain vegetarian restaurants together, and I appreciate that he's at least trying. So, I'll still cook the food but won't eat it, kind of thing, and then I'll make something else for myself. But I still have that ability to cook if I need to, and entertain guests. So that's what I do. Now I'm looking at this right now, and this tree farm almost needs to move. As funny as that sounds, like as impossible as that is, this tree farm needs to move. I need to get it like inside somehow. Somehow, some way. I don't know. That's where the record farm is gonna be. Maybe we'll leave it outside, but I don't like how this entrance. I'm stuck. I don't like how this entrance is. I want it to be more of an actual entrance, But that would cut right into the middle of this mountain. I don't know. I gotta think about this. I think I'm gonna take this down. Let's just take the leap and break this mountain down. Good. Okay. Now that that's done, let's break a hole here. Like this. We're just gonna go across. But what I have to say to people regarding what I was just talking about is try to become self-sufficient if you can, Don't rely on people to do things for you, to do your laundry. I think that was the first thing, I gotta say. When I was a kid, I never did my own laundry. For a long time. And eventually I made the choice that, you know what, I'm going to start doing my own laundry. And that was kind of where it started. There we go. This is looking better now. This is looking good. Maybe I just put all this dirt here, but I'm going to break it up a bit. Whoops! Can't break that up. There. I made a conscious decision when I was a kid to start doing my own laundry, and it kind of went from there. Then I wanted to do my own cooking, and I wanted to do, this and that. And my parents gladly obliged, because like I said, they wanted me to do all my own right from when I was very little. So that's kind of what I did. Is this right? Yeah, this is right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just making sound effects helps me figure out where things need to be. So I need to move this up, I think. Yeah. Unfortunately, I gotta break those out and move it up. Okay, break that. Break that. Okay. But I want to suggest to people to do things on your own, and it's nothing to do with, not being lazy so much as it is about basic skills, It's hard for me to even describe it because it's so natural to me, but being able to cook for yourself, like sit down and cook a meal and be proud of what you made and make it to your tastes, how you want it to taste, and exploring that kind of thing is just an incredible thing. Um, it's almost indescribable when you get to make a meal for yourself that you worked hard in preparing, and maybe it doesn't taste, perfect, but you get to learn from that experience and make it again, and then the next time it gets a little bit better, and the next time after that it gets a little bit better yet, and it just goes from there. And once you get it, once you master it, it's just amazing. It's a great feeling being able to cook something you love and have it taste exactly as you wanted it to taste. It's really great. I can see why some people become chefs, because it is just quite an amazing feeling doing that kind of thing. So there we go. This is done. Whoops. Shovel is so powerful. Okay. So there we go. Another kind of entrance there. And now I can brick that up. Finally. It's looking good. I'm going to go get some fences to make it look like the gate is there as well. Why not? But what really kind of made me think about it was there's this girl at my office, and she is, let's see, how old would she be? She's about 20 on the nose. So she's about 20, maybe 21 at the most. So still quite young. Not a whole lot younger than I am, but that's what kind of made me scratch my head. Like, she's not that much younger than I am. And yet she has the ability of someone who is much, 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 much younger than I am. She can't do much on her own. The other day, maybe this gate will be a little bit more closed than the others. Should we close it a little bit more? Close the gate. Oops, that's not how we close a gate. There we go. There, this gate will be a little bit more closed than the others. Almost to the point of it being down, because it doesn't need to be all the way up. Okay, so she has no ability, which is kind of funny because she's not that much younger than I am. But for example, the other day she brought a soup to the office, and this soup that she brought to the office, she opens it up, she heats it up. It's a can of soup. Opens it up, heats it up, and starts eating this soup. And a coworker of mine is kind of leaning over and saying, "What are you eating?" And she says, "Well, I'm eating soup." Okay. Go back to our eating, and leans over again. "What kind of soup is that?" It's a vegetable soup. She's also a vegetarian, by the way. She's eating a vegetable soup. Okay. Sitting there, waiting. Leans over again. "Are you sure that you made that soup right?" What do you mean? Something doesn't look right. I'm relaying the conversation that my coworker and her were having as I sat there eating. So we both look at the soup then, and something is definitely not right. This is a thick soup, but maybe it's more like a stew. I don't know. It looks okay, but something not quite right. So we just keep pressing the issue, like, what's with your soup? Come on and tell us. And so my coworker says, "Well, you did add water to the soup, right?" To which that girl says, "What do you mean, add water? You don't need to add water." Oh, yeah. Don't need to add water. Apparently, she had not made this condensed soup with water. It was just made with nothing. It was just a condensed soup in a bowl, heated up. Must have been the saltiest, just so bad. But, I mean, there you have it. Not only is it a failure in that you can't cook for yourself, you're not sufficient enough to do that for yourself, but at that, it's a canned soup. so it takes absolutely no ability in the first place, and you still mess it up? I don't know about that. That one's a weird situation to be in. Oh, but that kind of got me to thinking the other day about all of this and how people aren't sufficient anymore, because I just couldn't understand how someone could be so hopeless. And I guess it comes from a family where the parents must do absolutely everything for them, and I guess it just goes from there, but it's just hard to even imagine for me. Okay, so I'm just making this look a little bit better. I think that looks a little bit nicer, having a channel here for our little gate to fall into. That's looking good. And I want to do something similar on this side. Now, I think you guys saw I had been digging up the path here, and I will continue to do that, but my tools are very, very broken. This one, and my shovel as well. So I kind of have to make a trip to the Ender Farm, get some levels up, and repair these enchants, but I'm not going to do it while everybody's online, because there's probably someone right there. So in the meantime, I was just breaking this up. I don't think I care anymore whether or not my roads match up with the town, because then that gives me the freedom to basically create whatever I want as far as this giant road goes. Do we see anybody as it's loading in? Anybody in town? Remco around? Man, it loads so slow that I almost run into walls. Funny. Okay, well, we won't go looking today, but I wanted to basically rip it out from here and basically fix it all. Now, the idea has occurred to me of putting in a wall, like a massive wall around this place, and the wall would start probably in and around right here where I'm standing. And I'd basically create a wall that would go in that direction for miles and just basically surround my village here that I'm making. What's he doing up there? Now, if this were to render in already, you can see that I've been working on this too. Come on, render in. Come on, man. What is with this? I have to walk all the way around just to make it render in? This is so sad. I don't know why when I'm recording that the rendering in this server just takes a dive. I know I gotta switch the hard drive out. It's probably part of the issue. Let me just eat. Get this bow ready. I don't know where he's standing, but you see, like, what the heck is that in? Render. Shot from a high place by a skeleton. Oh, that sucks. Royally. Okay, so I've been working on this now that it's all rendered in. You can see it. Gotcha. You can see that I've been just starting to work. I need so much more blue wool that it's just crazy. Oh, no wonder he spawned up here. It's so dark. Whoops. So I've been working on this. I need to finish off the layers, and once I've done that, I'm going to kind of join it up. There's the walkway from the other dome. And this is basically going to turn into the floor of the upper dome. So we're going to do that. Oh, you jerk. Oh, look at him. Oh, he hurts so bad, but I've got thorns on, so he was hurting himself at the same time. And bouncing himself back. Just going to light it up so that nothing else spawns here. But that's my vision for this, is basically that walkway will go onto the floor of the inner dome, which will be just another structure on top here. Whoa, don't look at this guy. My mouse went all the way around him. White Enderman. I don't know why they're white, but they seem to be white either in this texture pack or snapshot or whatever. I don't know. But here we go. Another building. I don't even know what this one's gonna house. Maybe yeah, I don't know. Maybe this will be my farm or something. Really, I have no plans for any of these giant buildings. So I really have to decide. Maybe this will be the bedroom. This big one. Guest room? I'm not sure. I want to just continue to build bigger and bigger structures. So do I have my boots on? Yes, I do. Means I can just jump. No ladders or stairs for me. But anyway, getting back to the original topic of this whole discussion that I was having is that people should be self-sufficient, whether it's cooking or the ability to clean after yourself is something that people seem to lack these days for some reason. And what the heck? The heck is this? Do you see what I see? This stairway going down? I gotta look at this. Someone building in my house? This render may have revealed something. What is this here? Hold on, hold on. Hold on. Stop the presses. I gotta take a look at this. There's torches going down here. What is this? Now, I certainly didn't make this. And it goes like to right under my house. This is not good. This is not good. Someone pranking me? But let me continue. Let me continue with what I was saying. You gotta be able to, at the very least, I don't expect anybody to go out and, if your car breaks down on the side of the road, be able to fix it. That's what CAA memberships or AAA memberships or whatever car club membership you have, whatever they're for. But at least be able to make yourself a sandwich and clean up after yourself at the very least. That's all that I can ask for from people. What the heck is this all about? Was this me who made this? Couldn't be, because I didn't end up in the lake like that. Is it? Was this the hole that I was in? This must have been. Well, here I am, basically panicking. What the heck is this place? And meanwhile, it's just a little tunnel that I had made, I suppose. I didn't think that it was in this direction, but I guess so. I don't remember any of this being here. Because when I got out, I thought I ran in that direction. I am so confused. I am so confused with what that is. I guess that would be what it was. I had hid out over here somewhere. Huh. In any case, that was basically my little speech for today, is to go out there today or tomorrow and learn how to do something like a basic task that you should be able to do. Like, if you think about it, you should be able to do that task. So something like, maybe you don't do your own laundry. Maybe you have a parent who still does it for you. Maybe go out and just do a small load of laundry for yourself, just to get the feel of it, Or maybe if you don't know how to make even basic stuff, like if you don't know how to open a can, of like pasta or something, open something up, make it on the stove, assuming you're old enough to use the stove, but make something for yourself, cook something, maybe even just a sandwich, be self-sufficient in something. If you have a toy or an electronic part or something mechanical that's broken, try your hardest to fix it yourself. Just figure it out. Look it up online. That's what YouTube is really good for. And figure it out. Try it yourself. Do things yourself. Do things on your own. It's the way that people should be. I'm kind of disappointed that people aren't that way these days as much. So that's my request to you for today or tomorrow, is to do something that you wouldn't normally do on your own. Do it on your own. Just to try it out. And you'd be surprised how much more gratifying it is when you've done it yourself. And with that, I didn't get very much more of this walkway done, and I kind of just walked around and broke a hole through my wall, but hope you guys liked the episode. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.